Yo, RX finally back with another recap of UFC 299 O'Malley versus Vergara. We back a day late with a recap. I'm sorry. To get the elephant in the room out the way, of course, I know I'm a day late to my recap coming out. It's usually meant to be Sunday 1 p.m. EST. I'm putting this out Monday morning, 10 a.m. EST. My apologies. The card went super fucking late, as we all know, and, I was just fucking tired. So, I just said, fuck it, I'll do it tomorrow, and I'm not as happy about it, trust me. I hate not getting getting a video out on time, but it is what it is, ain't it? I could have did the bitch way out and made a quick video. I didn't want to do that. I want to give you the RX video, the ramble for an hour for some reason, because that's what I do. I will never give you the lazy way out on one of my videos. So, yeah. But enough about that. Let's get to this great fucking card. Wow. Of course, by now we all know what happened, and God, it was such a good card, but I'll still recap it anyway, because that's what I do. So, before I do that, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs go by the end of 2024, and unless I'm forgetting to say something, let's recap some fights, my bad. Yeah, this card was amazing, as we all know by now. 14 fights, very few duds, just a really good card. Definitely what we needed after a lot of weak cards lately, a lot of weak fight nights. 297 and 8 or no card of the years. We needed a really, really good card, and that's what we got here for 299. So, yeah, I'm excited to recap this card, so let's do it. We begin a night in the women's flyweight division with a fight that was on paper looking like it was going to be a dull moment to start the card, a dull way, but in fact it was weirdly a really good way to start the card. As to open the night, we had Joanne Wood versus Maryna Moroz. Weirdly a really good fight to start tonight. I know I'm shocked as you are. In round 1, Moroz just held Wood on the ground all of the round. It was looking like Wood did not learn her lessons from their first fight, but eventually round 2 happened. Wood was able to win that round by striking, and in round 3 more of the same. Late in the round, Wood threw a beautiful spinning back fist that really hurt Moroz, almost dropped her, and that was the cherry on top of the cake. Wood was able to get the win. One judge did try to rob her. I don't know what this guy watched. Wood clearly won the last 2 rounds, and Joanne Wood gets to retire on a W in a really fun fight. I'm happy for JoJo. She deserves it. Yeah, really weird, fun way to start the night. The fact that this was a pretty good fight is saying a lot. Because when they were striking, they were just throwing. Very low technique by Moroz. Wood, never the most technically sound. A decent striker, but never that technical. And it became a brawl, which was great. So, yeah, fun fight to begin the night. And, yeah, good win for JoJo, who, of course, I'll talk about her first. Like I said, I'm happy she gets to go out on a W. She's an OG. 38 years old. Been in UFC for 10 years. Fought a who's who. Didn't really beat any of those who's who. More beat the bad fighters. But still, she got to go out on a W after fighting a bunch of big names. Like, she got to step in there with, let's see, Andrade, Ham, who is pretty good in 1, Rose, let's see, anyone before the UFC, no, but yeah, Rose, fucking Courtney Casey's an OG, Andrade, Lipsky, Cerminara, Lee, Murphy, Grasso, Santos. Just got to fought a who's who. Like, there's like not many people she did not get to fight over her 10 years. And yeah, she was just always down to fight. So, a fine career, a journeywoman career, but a good career nonetheless. 38 years old, going out on a W. Good for JoJo. Enjoy retirement, and thanks for the fights. See you around, JoJo. Man, I literally just saw that this is the third retirement in the span of a week. Jamie Pickett, Tyson Pedro, and now Joanne Wood. That's weird. To talk about Maryna Morozov. Yeah, I kind of predicted this fight perfectly. She's just not a good fighter. That's the weird thing with Morozov. She's just not a good fighter. Even though she has a really good win here, she's just not a good fighter. And doing this OnlyFans and Playboy and all that stupid shit has just made her worse somehow. So, I just don't really see a future for Morozov in UFC. I definitely think she should be cut after this fight. What do you get out of keeping her? You can feed her to a young prospect, but is she really worth keeping for another fight? I don't think so. She's 32 years old, which I know she is young, but she's just not good. Her striking ain't good. Her ground game's okay. She's easily beatable. She's not that exciting. The only reason the fight I think really was exciting because she's fighting Joanne Wood. We've seen Morozov in boring fights. Like, this fight was very forgettable. And, like, the only Morozov fights I can actually remember are Akapova, because that was really interesting. Silva and Wood, because they were exciting fights. So, Morozov's just not a good fighter, and I think it's time for her to get cut. She had a fine UFC run of, 9 years, but I think she's better off getting cut, probably going to PFL or some shit, and, yeah, that'll be that. Not very much else to say about the Iron Lady. That's Jermaine's nickname anyway. Yeah, not much else to say about this fight. Good way to start the night. A feel-good moment to start the card is always good. And UFC knew what they were doing putting this as the first fight, I guess. I thought it. I feel like most people probably thought this was questionable. But, fuck, they proved us wrong. So, good job, UFC, and good job, Joanne Wood. So, yeah, not much else to say about this fight. No, of course, no fight idea. One is retired, one should get cut. So, all I gotta say now is, enjoy retirement, JoJo. Good fight to begin tonight. After that, we had to our second fight of the night in the flyweight division, which was a okay fight. Definitely, I would say one of the worst fights of the card, but when you got 14 fights, I guess being one of the worst is not the, worst thing in the world. As in our second fight of the night in the men's flyweight division, we have Almabaev versus CJ Vergara. Yeah, this was sorry about that. This is a pretty whatever fight. For 3 rounds, Asu was just a better fighter. Like, he did show some weaknesses in his game, but overall he was able to just be the better fighter than CJ for 15 minutes. And, which was not surprising, that was actually super predictable. And, yeah, he looked really good in his second fight in the UFC against a really tough dog like CJ Vergara. So, yeah, really, Asu is really starting to impress me. And, yeah, I really got nothing else to recap about the fight. He won the fight clearly 3-0. But yeah, Su's starting to impress me. He did show some problems in his game. His striking ain't great. He definitely leaves himself open to get punched. And against better strikers at flyweight, like let's say a Bruno Silva or Joshua Van, they will take advantage of that. But besides that, his cardio looks good. His ground game's really good. His striking is okay. It's more his defense that's the problem. He's good. He's very good. He's experienced, 19-2. He's no fucking spring chicken. 30 years old. He's a really good addition to the flyweight division. He's a scary addition because I think he's just gonna get better. If he can get better on the feet, he's gonna be a top 10 dude. I think at least he could be. So, because again, his ground game's good. There's no problem there. It's his striking that this fight, like, I feel like more of the veterans and better strikers in this division will watch this fight and see the holes in his game, and they'll take advantage of them. Something CJ was just not good enough to do, because CJ is a good fighter. He's just not good enough to exploit the holes like that. So CJ was able to expose the problems. He was not able to exploit them and win. So, but Asu is good. Asu is very good, and 2 fights in his career to beat 2 decent veterans, that's good. Now I think he should get another step up in competition and go from there. I don't think a ranked fight, I think that's a little much, but give him another fight. I got a name in mind, and I'll tell you who that is when I get to that. But yeah, good win for Asu. Back-to-back wins now in the UFC. Tough wins. Let's see what's next. And then to talk about CJ, not very much to say. It's CJ Vergara. Again, I compare him to Loik Radzhabov, like I did with what I said about Loik, that he's the perfect test for these young guys. He's good enough to give them a test and beat them if they're not that good, but he's not bad enough to be a pushover. So, and he's beatable. He's very beatable, as we've seen here. So, like, and he's a dog. Like, that's why this fight was competitive later in the fight, because it actually did get pretty competitive at that point, because CJ is a dog, and he was able to make Asu make mistakes and make Asu fight a fight he did not want to fight. So, but yeah, CJ is good. His skill set's just limited, I guess, and for as much dog as he has in him, he's just not enough to carry him to a win when he does not have a skill set. So, yeah, CJ is good, but that's about not very much else to say. He'll probably bounce back for one of his next fights because he is good. So, yeah. And it's weird, if he misses weight, he's gonna lose. That's really fucking odd, actually. If he makes weight, he's gonna win. How fucking weird. But, yeah, not very much else to say about this fight besides who should they fight next. For Asu Almabaev, the one name I have in my mind is Alan Nascimento. I think that'd be a very intriguing fight for Asu, a guy who is very good on the ground, a guy who's not known for striking. I think that could be a good test for Asu to fight, because he's fought 2 strikers so far. And to now fight a dude who is good on the ground like Asu, a guy who is not no great striker, I think that'd be a very interesting test for Asu, and I would really like to see that fight. So, Asu and Alan Nascimento, book it. I think that'd be a really good fight. Could be a great fight on any prelims. Book it. And then for CJ, who could he fight? There's a couple options, I guess. That Rolando kid right there is not bad. Edgar Chirez would be a fun fight. That Clayton Carpenter dude does not fight, so I don't know what the fuck he's up to. Nate Maness would be interesting. Altamirano after he just got robbed. But I think Jimmy Flick would probably be the most logical fight to two of the, I guess, older dudes in the division currently. I think so. See, Jimmy coming off on a win, CJ coming off a loss. I think that'd probably make the most sense. So, yeah, I don't see why not do that fight. Jimmy and CJ, sure, why not? CJ would be able to get back on track with that fight also, so, yeah, do it. Not much else to say about this fight. One of the weaker fights of the card. In execution. On paper, it was not bad, but yeah, it was not no great fight. And the only thing left to say is who should they fight next? I like Asu Almabaev versus Alan Nascimento. I like CJ Vergara versus Jimmy Flick. Asu and Nascimento. I'm excited for that fight, and it's not even booked. I think that'd be a really good fight to make. So, let's book it, man. It's knowing the UFC, they'll probably give him somehow a step down now because UFC logic. But, yeah. Book that fight, and good performance by Asu. After that, we head to our third fight of the night in the heavyweight division. Maybe the most predictable fight of the night. It could have not. Anyone with a fucking IQ told you what was going to happen in this fight, and we were right. So, as in our third fight of the night, we have Robelis Despaigne versus Josh Parisian. Well, not much to recap here. Despaigne threw a kick, fell down. When he got up, Parisian rushed him and got punched in the fucking jaw, knocked out, a little ground and pound, and it was over. Yeah, great idea, Josh. Just rush down a dude with the longest reach in UFC history now. Yes, he did break John Jones's record. He smashed it, actually. And, yeah, good job. Really, smart. Yeah. I got nothing more to recap, so let's just talk about Despaigne. This dude could be really good or really bad. It's hard to tell yet because there's red flags with him. I'm not gonna hop on the train yet because I need to see more. He's had 5 fights in his career. None of them have went into round 2, and none of them have been against good fighters. So, and he's 35 years old. I know it's heavyweight, that doesn't matter, but still, I think that's always a factor in MMA. Like, he of course he looked amazing here. You have to be so terrible to not look good against Josh Parisian. But now he has to show what he can do against a step up. I don't see why you give him another layup. A heavyweight needs talent immediately. And if you try and build this dude up slowly, it's gonna fucking be a lot. By the time, if you do the normal UFC build up, this dude's gonna be like 37 when he gets a ranked fight. And is he ready for the rankings? Probably fucking not. But heavyweight needs talent. Literally all they have is Tom Aspinall and Sergey Pavlovich. 2 dudes. They're the whole fucking weight class around them. And they all suck. Of course, I'm not counting John Jones or Stipe. They're old anyway. Like, we need talent in that division ASAP. So just give him a fucking good fight. Give him a ranked dude or a dude pretty much ranked. And, like, don't give him fucking Andrei Arlovsky or, Jake Collier, some fucking scrub like that. Give him someone big, like, even a Waldo Cortez Acosta would work. So, give him someone legit, man. Heavyweight needs help now. And for Josh Parisian, it's Josh Parisian. It's time to get cut, finally, a couple years too late. He's a terrible fighter, and we've all known that for a while now. Yeah, it's time for him to get cut. He's a shit fighter, and he somehow squeaked out 2 wins in his UFC career, but besides that, 2-5 over 4 years, it's over. Yeah, and he's lost 3 in a row now. It's done, so just cut him. If the UFC gives this motherfucker another fight, I'm gonna lose my shit. He is 34 years old and a complete joke. Get rid of him. Like, Morozov, I guess you could make a case for keeping her. What do you get out of keeping him? You're wasting money at this point, paying him for another fight. Cut this bum. And I think that'd be the end of the big 4 at heavyweight. Sherman, Collier, Porter, and Parisian. I think they're all cut. I'm not sure on Jake Collier, but I know the other, like, Porter and Sherman are gone, so get rid of Parisian, just get rid of these low-level guys. Please, we're tired of this shit. It's over. During the Apex and COVID era, that was okay. Not anymore. Enough. Only thing left to say now is who should they fight next? For Robelis Despaigne, I have one fight in mind. I know it might sound crazy, but I think why the fuck not? And that is Rodrigo Nascimento. The reason I say this is probably crazy is because Rodrigo is a ranked guy. Well, so I know you're asking, why should this guy get a ranked fight in his second UFC fight? Why not? Heavyweight fucking sucks. And it needs help immediately. And why, again, like I just said, what do you get out of giving Despaigne Arlovsky or Boudet or fucking Dontel Mays, Chris Barnett? You get nothing. You waste your time. You'll let this guy, and even Nascimento sucks, but he's ranked. So let him knock out Nascimento, and then we can actually see how good he is. Then he'll be fighting more guys like a De Lima or a Romanov. So just rip the Band-Aid off now. get to the fucking point. Let's see Despaigne fight Nascimento. If he wins, he's ranked. We can go from there. If he loses, he's a fraud. You don't need to give him a fucking main event. Please, don't give him a fucking main event against Derek Lewis or Sergey Spivak or some shit. Give him Nascimento, great fight for a prelims or a fight night main card, and go from there. That's all I gotta say. For Josh Parisian, they're all fucking the same guy at this point. Just cut him. He fucking sucks. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Great debut for Despaigne. Could have not went better. And the only thing I have to say is, who should he fight next? I think he should fight Rodrigo Nascimento. Give him a ranked guy now. Don't give him a fight night main event. Let's see what happens. Good debut. After that, we get to our fourth fight of the night in the middleweight division, and this was fun. For as little as it lasted, it was fun, and it was very impressive. As in our fourth fight of the night, we have Michel Pereira versus Michał Oleksiejczuk. What a performance by Pereira. God damn. Pretty much, he just came out like a house on fire, landed a perfect body punch to Oleksiejczuk that really hurt him. He went for the finish. When Oleksiejczuk covered up, he gave up his neck. Pereira wrapped up the rear naked choke standing. Eventually, they both went to the ground, and Oleksiejczuk passed out. So, Pereira got a win. 1 minute, 1 second. Great submission, great performance. Another quick fight with very little to talk about, so yeah, just really impressive. And of course, I'll talk about Pereira first. He's scary at 185. Like, he's found his home and he is taking over. Like, I know these are not the most impressive wins, but still, he's fought for about 2 minutes, and I don't know if he's even taken a good punch. Like, I know he didn't take a punch against Oleksiejczuk. I'm 99% sure of that shit, so. Pereira is scary, and he's young still. He's only 30, which I swear I've always thought he's younger, or older, I mean. So, he's only 30. He's finally found his weight class, and he has looked flawless so far at middleweight. Like, and his gas tank looks scary good, because he did a whole fucking dance routine for his walkout. He fought for a minute and did a bunch of crazy shit. And he had a whole celebration and celebrated after. And he was barely breathing heavy after his fucking interview. This dude has gotten better. He's found his home. And now he's fucking good and scary again. I'm excited to see this dude continue to climb the middleweight rankings, and could, like, at this pace of how he's looking, we could be looking at a top 10 middleweight, if not a dude who could be fighting for the belt. Like, that's the thing with Pereira. He's always had the talent to be a great fighter. That's why he was ranked at welterweight for a long time. He always has had the talent, but he always killed himself to make that fucking weight. Now he's not draining himself to make fucking welterweight. He's been able to be his giant fucking self without draining himself, and he's looking amazing. So, I'm excited to see him at middleweight more and more, because he is really good. So, let's see him continue his streak. And then for Michał Oleksiejczuk, not very much to say. He's Michał Oleksiejczuk. He's able to beat these unranked guys like a Brundage and a Chidi and Jokalani, but he's never going to beat a Kyle Borrello and a Michel Pereira, so. But I'll give him this, he is tough. I'm like, this is something I forgot to say of Pereira. For him to run through Oleksiejczuk like he did, that's impressive. Like, we saw how much damage he could take against Chidi. He fucking took so much damage against Chidi, and just, like, yeah, whatever. For Pereira to do what he did to him as easily and quick as he did, that's impressive. Because Michał Oleksiejczuk is a very tough fighter, so that's impressive. Respect to Pereira even more for that, so. But, yeah, Oleksiejczuk will be back. He'll bounce back, probably get a lesser opponent, and probably win. So, he's. I know I've never picked him, which is a weird fucking thing, but he's not a bad fighter. He's very powerful, tough dude. Just he's not gonna be able to stack up against. He does not stack up against these better fighters, especially at middleweight. So, yeah, not very much else to say. Besides, who should I fight next? For Michel Pereira, I actually have a pretty big fight in mind, which I highly doubt they're actually going to do this fight. But I can hope. I can fucking hope. God, topology is stupid. The fight I have in mind for Michel Pereira is Jack Hermansson. I know that's a big jump up, but hear me out. Why not? Pereira was a ranked welterweight when he moved up, and he's looked great so far. So why not give him a fucking ranked fight? Like, I would say either Hermansson or Chris Curtis is the fight to make. And I think Chris Curtis should fight Pereira's friend, Gregory Rodriguez. So, I think Jack Hermansson's the fight to make. Hermansson really has no one to fight unless you do him and Imavov, which who cares about that fight? So, I'd rather see Hermansson, Pereira. We can see how good Pereira really is at middleweight. I think he beats Hermansson, probably finishes him. I don't think he's going to be able to do that in a minute, but maybe I'm crazy. And if the fight does extend, we finally would get to see how Pereira's gas tank will hold up at middleweight. So, I think it makes sense. I don't know who would not want to see that fight. And if he wins, he's right back in the rankings, and we have a lot more to talk about. So, could you give him an unranked dude, like, let's say, an Andre Muniz, or again, a Chris Curtis would work? Yes, but I say just, let's give him a veteran of the division, a tough dude like Hermansson, and see what happens. So, book it. I guess Delade would work also, but he should fight Fluffy, so. And then for Michael Oleksiejczuk, who could he fight? Abdulrazak Al-Hassan would be a fun fight for Oleksiejczuk. Bruno Ferreira would be really fun. Yeah, I guess he could fight Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. I think that'd probably make a lot of sense. Or actually, he'd be a really good test for CLD. Either one of these two would make a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm not say either. I'll say Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. I think that'd be a very intriguing fight. So, yeah, fuck it. Why not? Just because I'm not he lost. So I'm not really looking too deep into what fight you could do for him. But yeah, I'll say Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. And, yeah, besides that, got really not much else to say, but great performance by Pereira, and who should they fight next? I like Michel Pereira versus Jack Hermansson, and I like Michael Oleksiejczuk versus Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. Pereira and Hermansson makes sense, good fight, get Pereira ranked. Oleksiejczuk and Al-Hassan, someone's getting KO'd. I think both fights make sense, both should be booked, and, yeah, middleweight, you have a new Pereira problem. Great performance by Michel Pereira. After that, we head to our last early prelim and the worst of the bunch. Shocker, it's the worst fight on the card for a reason. As in our fifth fight of the night in the light heavyweight division, we have Philipe Lins versus Ion Cutelaba. Yeah, this fight was kind of whatever. Round one, where's round one? Round 1, Cutelaba won it. He knocked Lins down. He had a good round. But then in round 2 and 3, Philipe was able to kick the shit out of Cutelaba's legs as they were both gassed. Cutelaba could barely walk. And Lins was able to just survive 2 rounds and win the fight. Very boring whatever fight. And that's about what I would have expected out of these two. Not very much else to say. Philipe gets his 4th win at light heavyweight. Yeah, he's won 4 in a row, but he's beat some of the shittiest fighters on the roster. Cutelaba, OSP, Praknial, and Maxim Grisham. Really? Yeah. Whatever. He's not good. He's still not good. And he's 38 years old. For Cutelaba, it's Ion Cutelaba. He's not a good fighter. He never has been. And if they don't cut him, which at this point I would not complain. He's terrible. Feed him to a young guy. You've done it enough times. Do it again. So, I think both guys are garbage. And I don't think either should be in the UFC. But whatever. Philipe, 4 wins in a row. Good job, I guess. Ion, God, you're terrible. Not much else to say. Pretty easily the worst fight of the night. And yeah, those are the early prelims. Some good stuff. Great fight to begin the night. This was alright, and then these two are really entertaining. So, yeah, really fun way to begin the night. And now we head to the 4 fight prelims, which had ups and downs. I'd say 2 ups and 2 downs. As we begin the prelims with a fight that went as predicted, and it was amazing to watch. As in our 5th fight of the night to begin the prelims, we have Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munhoz. What a performance by Kyler Phillips, looking a lot like his bro, Sugar Sean. That's not a joke, like, between, and I'll talk about this more later, but between Kyler and O'Malley, they did not lose a round tonight. They fought a combined fucking 8 rounds, and they did not lose 1 round on any scorecard or in general. So that's impressive. MMA Lab, man, producing talent, but enough about that. Kyler, 30-27, Munhoz. I knew Kyler would win because he's just a better fighter. I thought he might drop a round. Nah, he looked great for 15 minutes, didn't gas, looked great. And round 1 was a masterpiece, like, by Kyler. That was some O'Malley shit. And then round 2 and 3, he did slow down, but I don't think he gassed, he just fought smarter. And yeah, he looked great for 15 minutes. Like that's all you can ask for. Like, you're not gonna finish Pedro Munhoz, so the best you're gonna get is up 30-27, and he did that. So to talk about Kyler, because I have nothing more to recap. To talk about Kyler, if you're smart and you've watched Kyler before, you know how good he is. He is stupid talented. He out of the 3 guys from the lab, McGee, Batista, and Phillips, he's the most like O'Malley. And because he is a very unorthodox, good striker. McGee is a power puncher. Bautista is McGee is a heavy hitter. A power puncher makes him sound like he gasses, in my opinion. So Batista is more of he's a balanced fighter. He's good up on both areas. Not most, I think all 4 guys are, but Batista definitely wrestles the most. Phillips just looked fucking amazing from the jump. Like, he's improved, which is crazy to say, since if he's improved, he had a win over Song Yadong 3 years ago, and he's got better than that guy? Jesus, and he really should be undefeated in the UFC. They fucked him here. This should have been a draw, if anything. So, he really should be undefeated in the UFC, and now he's ranked again. Like, dude, this dude's really fucking good. And, like, I know, like, maybe he's not having, like, the Barcelos performance was okay. And then most of his wins are not great, but now he has a win over Song Yadong, and now he's ranked after smashing Pedro Munhoz. Like, dude, he's good, and he's really in his flow now. And I'm excited to see him continue to grow in the UFC, and he's only 28 years old, the same age as O'Malley. So, they're both fucking great, and Kyler on a card where his boy is doing his thing. Let's not forget about Kyler. I know everyone's talking about O'Malley. Let's not forget his boy. Great shit by Kyler Phillips, man. The dude is stupid talented. And then for Pedro Munhoz, he's old, he should retire, but he can get fed to a young guy next. Maybe Marcus McGee can knock his bum ass out. Whatever. Oh, and he pretend he got eye poked again. He loves doing that against the MMA Lab. What a bum. Only thing I have to say now is, who should Kyler fight next? I don't fucking know, because I tried to figure this out earlier for fight ideas, which I tweeted on Twitter and on IG and all that. I have no fucking idea. Like, he's now going to be ranked, I'm guessing, 13th. Who does he fight? Batista's off the table, they're teammates. Umar is probably one of these guys, but who? Font should fight Martinez. Umar, who fucking knows what he's gonna do? And I know the obvious answer is right here. It should be Dominic Cruz, but do you really, A, I don't even really want to see that fight, and B, what does Cruz get out getting beat up by a young guy? Like, I don't know. I don't hate the idea, But I don't know, I'm not, like, loving that fight, so. The only idea I've even thought of a little bit that I don't hate is Martinez fights Song Yadong, and that opens up Rob Font for Kyler Phillips. If they do that, okay, that works. But besides that, I have no fucking idea what they're gonna do, so. We'll see, and this is pretty much what I'm gonna say with Petr Yan later. Like, right now, the updated rankings are gonna be so crazy that it's gonna change a lot, and right now we don't even know what the rankings are gonna look like, so I'm really excited and interested to see what the rankings will look like and who they fight in this division, because it's an open book. So I think, is Deiveson Figueiredo the only booked ranked dude right now? I think Figueiredo's the only booked ranked guy, because he's fighting Cody at 300. How crazy. So yeah, we'll see who Kyler fights next. Bantamweight's really hard to call right now, and no one cares about Pedro Munhoz. Get your bitch ass unranked. But yeah, not much else to say. Great fucking performance by Kyler Phillips, a complete masterclass. And I wish I could say I wish I had a fight idea for him. I don't. So, but yeah, we'll see what the UFC books. Simple as that. Not much else to say. Great performance by Minnie O'Malley. After that, wow, this could have went better for one of these guys, as in our second fight of the night in the lightweight division, we have Mateusz Gamrot versus Rafael dos Anjos. God, Gamrot sucks. He is so fucking bad, it's not even funny. He lost round 1 to RDA. This guy's a fucking idiot. He got dropped twice. He got beat up. He lost round 1 clearly. He's lucky he's fighting a 40-year-old super washed RDA, or RDA would have not gassed and he would have probably knocked him out. Like, the only reason Gamrot won this fight is RDA gassed and he was able to cuddle him for 2 rounds. Gamrot sucks. He's not good. He's a complete fraud. And I've been saying this. He should have been coming into this fight on a 4-fight losing streak. He's a fraud. He's been exposed over and over. This fight, okay, fine. This was definitely his first exposing. How do you lose against Beneil Dariush? He got exposed here. He can't strike. And he got bailed out here. Fiziev would have beat him. So, Gamrot's just not a good fighter. He can't strike. All he can do is shoot takedowns, and he's not even good at that. His takedown entries are the same as Mukayev's. I'm going to fall down and hope you walk into me. He's not good. I can't wait to see him lose again. And if you look at the division, if you put him up against, we're taking out the guys that already lost to, which is funny, they're all right here. Put him up against some of the guys in this division. Bobby Green beats him. Drew Doper beats him. Moicano, that's debatable. Benoit beats him. Dan Hooker beats him. Everyone up here smashes him. He's not good. He's a complete fucking fraud, and I can't wait to see him get fraud checked again. He's just not good. And for RDA, he's old. He needs to retire, but he won't. His gas tank can't hold up anymore. He's not as quick as he was. He's not as good as he was. And again, he won round 1 in this fight. In a fight in a fight where he should have been 30-27 across the board. He won a round dominantly. The most dominant round of the fight, might I add. And, this was a layup for Gamrot, and he didn't even look good. This is the same as Umar and that Bekzak kid last week. These guys are not looking good in these fucking layups. How? At least a guy like Bo Nickel looks good in layups. These guys can't even fucking look good. They lose rounds. What the fuck, man? It's annoying. It's annoying enough to have these fucking layups booked, let alone for these guys to look shit in them. So, whatever. Gamrot's not good, and I hope they give him a fucking fight he's gonna lose in the next fight. Let Dan Hooker expose him. Why not? Why not? But they won't. They'll fucking keep him. They'll fucking baby him and give him a layup. Again, probably an unranked dude knowing the UFC. Because they love these shitty fighters. I don't get it. Gamrot's not good. Can't wait to see him get fraud checked again. Not much else to say. Shitty fight. Boring as shit. Gamrot sucks. RDA, thank you for winning round 1. Next. After that, oh Christ. Speaking of not good, in our third fight of the night in the women's flyweight division, we have a fight that was as boring as expected. Maycee Barber versus Katlyn Cerminara. Kill me. I really watched this fight. I should get a t-shirt. I survived Barber versus Cerminara. Nah, was it actually that bad? No, it was not the worst fight on the card. The fight before it was worse. It was just a boring fight. In round 1, Cerminara kept trying to fucking grapple with Barber, and Barber just was able to control her the whole time. Cerminara pretty much threw away that round. Then in round 2, Barber, in round 2 and 3, when they were striking, Chookagian did good work at times, but even Barber was winning there, and then of course when they grappled, Barber was throwing her around, so it was a clear 30-27 for Barber. I don't know how a judge gave Cerminara a round, but it was Chris Lee, what do I expect? But yeah, Barber clearly won this fight, I think. Striking, she didn't look bad. She bullied Cerminara. It was just pretty much, if you want to know what kind of fighter Maycee Barber is, this fight showed it. And they kept saying it on commentary. She's a little pit bull. She fucking, I have nothing else to say about the actual fight. I don't know if she's growing on me or what, but I actually did not hate her performance here. She looked good. As much as I fucking hate to say that, she looked good. If she can move away from these fucking robberies, cause she should have lost this and this. If she can move away from these robberies and actually start performing good, this was interesting. I try not to talk about this fight because I really can't shit on it too much. This was interesting to watch, and she looked good here. So, and she has won 2 in a row now against ranked females. I know they want to say 6, but again, lost and lost. So she is 4-1 in her last 5. But let's start calming down a little bit. But yeah, Barber, and I don't know if she's growing on me as a fighter, but she looked good here, and not good like what Joe Rogan said. I still can't believe he said that line, but that's funny though. Yeah, she looked good here. She fought how she needed to fight, and she I don't know, it's weird. I'm still not sold on Barber as a fighter. Cause again, she did fight probably one of the shittiest ranked fighters in the UFC, but she didn't look bad. She looked better than, actually no, she looked about how I expected. I don't know. Let's see how she does in her next fight against a better fighter. Cause now, where she's gonna be ranked, she's gonna get a really tough fight, and let's see how she does. And to talk about Cerminara, she's never been a good fighter, and now she's older and shittier. Like, it's simple as that. She's now 35 years old. She took a year off and she took a year and a half off and looked terrible. Even more, she looked worse than she usually does. And she's just a terrible fighter. All she is a fucking tall fighter who can throw with a long reach that yells when she punches. Like, and she's lucky the judges are fucking stupid and love giving her decisions because she lost this fight and this fight. So, she's a terrible fighter. She never has been good, and she is, looking at that division, I think she might be the last of those terrible fighters from that era, that are, fading out. Because it was her, Jennifer Maia, Lerone Murphy, there's someone else, I believe. Maybe just like those few, but they're just and they all got title shots against Val. It's like these fighters are fucking Jessica I. Yeah, there you go, another one. They were just terrible fighters, but the division had nobody that they were able to get title shot. Now the division has so much fucking talent. The Silvas, O'Neal, Jazz Vicious, Barber, Andrade, Fierro, Blanchfield. They're all so talented. And they've moved these old shitty fighters aside, which is great. So, and Cerminara is the last of that breed. So she's done. She should retire, but she's gonna stick around for probably another fight or two. So whatever, she'll lose again. Now to talk about who they should fight next. For Maycee Barber, I think it's kind of obvious. She should fight the loser of Blanchfield Manon. I think that makes most sense. Because the winner of that fight will fight the winner of Val and Grasso. So I think it makes most sense for Barber to fight the loser of that fight, and the winner of that fight, if let's say if Barber did win that fight, she can get a title shot. But if let's say Manon does lose like she should to Blanchfield and then beats Barber, then she could fight probably like, I don't know, let's say Natalia Silva will probably be ranked high by then. So yeah, I think, like, I know Barber's calling for a title shot and all this shit. Not gonna happen, dummy. But the winner of this fight's getting a title shot. But for right now, I think the Barber fighting the loser of Manon and Earn makes the most sense. And then for Mrs. Cerminara, I don't know. Like, probably Natalia Silva makes the most sense. Because Andrade, she already fought. Amanda Ribas, she already fought, and they're both down at strawweight. Araujo just lost, I believe. Cortez, maybe. I'd probably say Cortez or Silva. I'd probably say Natalia Silva makes the most sense. So feed Shukagian, Cerminara to Silva. That's what I would do. So do it. Not very much else to say. Pretty whatever fight. Fine performance by Maycee Barber. And who should they fight next? I like Maycee Barber versus the loser of Manon and Earn Blanchfield. And Cerminara should fight Natalia Silva. I think both make the most sense. So, book them. And now, I'm so happy. This is when the card got really enjoyable. For our featured prelim, something I love to watch. This put a smile on my face, just like this smile. Oh, this was amazing. In our featured prelim in the heavyweight division, we had an amazing fight between Curtis Blaydes and Jailton Almeida. I'll cut past round 1 because all Almeida did was cuddle Blaydes because he can't fucking fight. Then in round 2, Almeida shot a takedown. He got hurt by the fucking air, and then Blaydes hit him with hammer fist. We've seen these finishes 100 times. Johnny Walker versus Ryan Spann and Almeida got hurt and got TKO'd. Thank you, Curtis Blaydes, you fucking legend. Let me talk about this scrub real quick. This dude sucks. Let's not sugarcoat it. This dude is terrible. He can't fight. He only knows how to wrestle, and he's not even that good at it. This dude sucks. I never want to see this dude on a card this high again. Put him on some fucking Apex prelims. He's terrible. I'm so happy he finally got fraud checked, cause he's terrible. Fuck Jailton Almeida, this boring scrub. You made Curtis Blaydes a good guy. You really suck. And then talk about Curtis Blaydes. Thank you. This is the best thing Curtis Blaydes has ever done in his career. This was amazing. And this is a big win for him. He did need this. So, yeah, good win for Curtis also to fraud check the scrub to keep his, top 5 ranking. This was good. And now, I think this sets him up for a big fight, and I'll talk about that fight in a minute. This sets him up for a big fight I think we all want to see. So, I think he called out Aspinall. I'll talk about that in a second. But, yeah. Great win for Curtis Blaydes, and now I'll get to the point. Yeah, he should fight Aspinall again. I was trying to hide it, but yeah, he should fight Aspinall again, because they did not, their first fight was bullshit. Aspinall needs to rewrite that wrong, just like O'Malley did on this exact card, of that pretend L on his record. He needs to rewrite the wrong of this bullshit, and I think that fight makes the most sense. Blaydes and Aspinall, do it. Gane should fight Pavlovich. Aspinall should fight Blaydes again. And that's a perfect fight for Tom to have while he waits for Jones and Stipe. Perfect. I don't know why not do that. I think everyone wants to see that fight happen again. After Aspinall's injury. And I say do it. I think book it. I think I even saw something about Aspinall said he is down to have that fight again, which is cool. So, yeah, book that fight. Everyone wants to see it. So, yeah. Not very much else to say about this fight. Thank you, Curse Blaydes, for getting rid of this scrub. And, who should Curse Blaydes fight next? I don't care who the loser fights next. Blaydes, Aspinall 2, book it. We want to see a real winner to that fight. Do it. Thank you, Curtis Blaydes. Not very much else to say about the prelims. They were alright. They had their moments. It started off really hot, got pretty cold, got really good, got really cold, and then ended with a bang. So, yeah, it was fun. And now we head to this. We have a lot more to talk about. So I'll stop rambling. Already 51 minutes in. Let's get to the main card opener, which was went the way I was hoping it wouldn't, since I had my pick the way I did, but I'm happy it did go this way at the same time. As in our main card opener in the bantamweight division, we have Petr Yan versus Song Yadong. What a fight, and Petr did what Petr does best. He took round 1 off, came back, beat Song up for 2 rounds. There's really no other way to put it. That I'm not trying to rush this recap. That's just how it was. He did nothing in round 1, and then he came back and beat up Song for 2 rounds. It's what Petr does best. He collected his data and he took over. Great performance by Petr Yan. He's still here. Petr is back and he looked great again. It's kind of like when a dude's not hugging his fucking nuts for 25 minutes. He's actually really good. So, yeah, respect to Petr, man. He's back. He's still young, 31 years old. He needed this. I know I picked against him, but I was I thought it was Song's time, and I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, I was wrong to pick against Petr. He still got it. And I can't wait to see him fight again. He looked great. Let's see what he does next, man. He needed this. This was his moment to remind people who the fuck he is, and he did. So, congrats, Petr. Great to see you back. Let's see what happens next, man. See what happens next. Now for, I think, the interesting person to talk about in this fight, Song Yadong. The main thing I'm thinking about Song when it comes to this fight at this point is, it's not his time yet. I want to say he's just not a top 5 level dude, but he's only 26 years old. I do think he could be to that level because he is so good. It's not his time yet. I just don't think it's his time yet. He's still young. The division still has some time till it's Song's time. I still think Song will probably be a top 5 fighter one day. It's just not yet. He needs more time. Give it a couple more years. We've said, I've heard the commentators and Dana White say this before. Wait till he's 30, 31, 32. He will probably be a champion. Or at least he would have probably fought. By the time he's 33, 34, he will have fought for the belt, if not won it by then. So, yeah, I'm not going to give up on Song yet. He's really good. It's just not his time yet. So, he'll bounce back like he always does. His only losses in the UFC are to Kyler, Corey, and Petr. He's no one losing to the best. So, yeah, respect to Song. He looked good too. That's the thing. He didn't look bad. Petr just did what Petr does, man. Respect. In a good fight, like I said, really good fight. Really good fight. There's very little to say about this fight. It was just so good I can barely put it into words. So, Petr's back. And now to talk about the hard part of this fight. Who should they fight next? As I said of Kyler earlier, I have no fucking idea. I have even less of an idea with Petr, because what do you do? Does he fight Corey again? Does he fight Cheeto? I know I've seen people say that. Does he fight Cejudo? I'm okay with the winner of Figgy Cody, but does Petr really want to fight down again? I don't know. It's a lot of questions that I don't think will be answered anytime soon. Like, how long will Petr be out for? I think that's another question. If he wants to fight again pretty quickly, you can erase this idea and this idea. Maybe the winner, and probably that idea. So I don't know. Do they get crazy and do Umar Petr? Like, I'm down to see that. I won't say no to that fight, but I definitely think it's a questionable decision if they did that fight. I'm intrigued. I'm very interested to see what happens with Petr, who he does fight next. And same thing with Song. I have no idea who Song fights. Does he fight Johnson Martinez? Does he fight Henry Cejudo? Does he rematch Cheeto? Does he fight the winner of Figgy Cody? Does he beat up Rob Font? Kyler Phillips again? Mario Bautista? Dominic Cruz? What does he do? We'll see. Like I said earlier, bantamweight, the rankings are going to be flipped upside down on Tuesday when they get updated, and B, I think the division is so weird right now. It's hard to book a fight. Again, this is the only guy with a fight booked in the division right now. That's insane, and I'm saying that, and it's hard to book a fight for anyone else. Usually, it's pretty easy to book a fight in a division like that. Not here, man. Not here. We'll see what happens next. I'm excited. No fight yet, because I can't find a good one. But we'll see what happens next. Great fight. Petr's back. Great way to begin the card. I don't want to talk about this. I'll talk about this next fight very little, because I'm pissed off about it. And our second fight of the night in the welterweight division. I fucking hate Gilbert. You fucking idiot. Jack Della Maddalena versus Gilbert Burns. Fuck you, Jack. Burns, you just need to survive. How much more time? A minute 20 fucking 7 seconds. He was up 2-0, unless he did the judges. Oh fuck, well, never mind. Yeah, the judges were right. One judge is a fucking idiot. Yeah, he was up 2-0 clearly. He just needs to survive. Barely any longer. Fucking damn it, Gilbert. Okay, let me just get to the point I want to talk about. The only reason I will talk about this fight. I'll take back everything I've said about Jack Della Maddalena. I still think he's a fraud. I'll take back everything I've said if he can do one thing and KO this fucking scrub. Because that's who he should fight next. I know he called out Shavkat. Dude, you don't want that. Shavkat's busy getting a title shot anyway. He should beat up Bilal Muhammad. Knock out Bilal. I'll take back every bad thing I've ever said about you. You deserve a title shot. You're great. Knock out this loser. You're great. Get beat up by this loser. My bad. Get beat up by Shavkat. You just look stupid because you called out Shavkat fucking Rakhmonov, you dumbass. So, Shavkat's fighting Leon. Bilal, you can get KO'd by Della. All I have to say, Jack, if you can knock out fucking Bilal, I'll forgive every sin you have committed. And then Gilbert, I don't fucking know, man. Sean Brady, probably. That probably makes the most sense, so, sure. Jack, knock out Bilal. And of course, that's my fight idea. Do it. After that, now we get to the fun shit. As in our third fight of the main card, one of the biggest debuts ever, and man did he look great. And in our third fight of the night, we have Michael Venom Page versus Kevin Holland. MVP looked fucking amazing. No joke, he looked amazing. 29-28 is insane. For 15 minutes, he did whatever he wanted, like he always does. I am so fucking happy MVP. He looked good. I love MVP. One of my favorite fighters of all time to watch. He's so good. God damn. I'm so happy to see MVP in the UFC finally having fights that matter. This was the first fight of his career that mattered, not counting the Mike Perry fight. He's here. He's here, and he looked amazing against a tough kid like Kevin Holland. He embarrassed him. He made Holland look like a fucking amateur. But that's what MVP does. That's what Michael Venom Page does best. God damn, MVP is great. I'll give Holland this. His chin is insane. He's tough. MVP landed so many clean shots. Holland never got, he really never got wobbled or stunned. Never got knocked down. So, MVP looked great. Perfect debut. Outside of not getting a KO, he could have not had a better debut in my opinion. So, great fucking debut for MVP. What's next? I'll have to get to that in a second. I'll talk about Holland a little bit. Not really much to say. He was here to lose and he lost. So, the UFC will probably be really nice to him and give him a very winnable fight in his next fight, and that'll be that. Simple. So, yeah, now to get to the fun shit. Who should MVP fight next? I don't need to say it. We all know it. Wonder Boy. We all want that fight. So please, can you book that? There's no one else for MVP should fight right now. Well, this could be fun. But now, Wonder Boy and MVP, that's a fight night main event. Or a pay-per-view co-main. Book that shit immediately. We want to see it. Do it. For Kevin Holland, he will probably get a fight outside the rankings because unless he's fighting Chiesa again, I don't know who he's gonna fight. So let me look. Who could the Trailblazer fight? Randy Brown would be really interesting. They're not gonna give him a guy like Morales or Renat. Gunnar Nelson would be really fun. I think Randy Brown probably makes the most sense. Another really tall dude for Kevin Holland to fight. He'd probably love that. But yeah, probably Randy Brown, a fight Holland should win. So, yeah, not much else to say. Great debut for MVP. I'm so happy he looked good. And, can we please get MVP versus Wonder Boy? I want that as a fight night main event. Do it in London or United Kingdom. I don't know why they can't show that flag on during the pay-per-view. And, yeah, MVP Wonder Boy, book that shit. Let's go. He's here. And now we get to even more insane shit. I was wrong. As in our co-main event of the evening, we have Dustin Poirier versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Well, he shut me up real quick. Congrats, Dustin. You made me look like a dipshit. In round 1, Benoit dominated Dustin. Dustin looked really old in that first round. And then he said, fuck you, I'm knocking you out. He hurt Benoit twice, dropped him once, and then he landed the left hand from hell that sent Benoit out cold. With a right hook? I thought it was the left. He landed the hook from hell, sent Benoit out cold. Dustin Poirier still got it. Okay, I will shut up real quick. Congrats to Dustin, man. I thought he was gonna be cannon fodder to build up the young guy. Not today, man. He looked great in that second round. Round 1, he looked old. Round 2, he looked good. And Dustin is still here, man. He's still here. Yeah, not really much else to say. He said I'm keeping my ranking, and he did. So good shit by Dustin, man. He should not get a title shot. Can we kill that narrative real quick? But yeah, he looked good. He looked really, really good. For Benoit, I know a lot of people are saying fraud and all that. I think you're fucking stupid. He lost to Dustin Poirier as a favorite. And he won round 1. Calm down. And he had a staph infection, for fuck's sake. So, relax. Benoit's still a great fighter. It's just, it wasn't his night. It's not his time yet. Same thing with Song. It's not their time yet. Give it time. They'll be back. Benoit, keep your chin up and bounce back, my friend. Only thing left to say now is, who should they fight next? Now this is where it gets interesting. Again, Dustin should not get a title shot. That's stupid. What he should do is fight the loser of Arman Tsarukyan and Charles Oliveira. That makes the most sense, so book it. If he wins that, then he can get a title shot. Right now, the title shot's going to the winner of Charles and Arman. So, Dustin, you can relax. You just got knocked out by Gaethje for a fake belt. You're not fighting for the real one. Relax. And then for Benoit, hey RDA, you want to get beat up again? Give us Drew Dober and Benoit Saint-Denis, please. Please. Yeah, that's pretty. Does Drew Dober have a fight booked? I don't think he does. If he doesn't, give us Benoit and Drew Dober, please. Where the fuck is it? Nope, that ain't it. Here we go. Does Dober have a fight booked? Nope. Give us Drew Dober and Benoit Saint-Denis. Simple. Yeah, not much else to say. Great fight. Great knockout by Dustin. And who should I fight next? I like Dustin Poirier versus the loser of Tsarukyan and Oliveira. And I like Benoit Saint-Denis versus Drew Dober. Both make the most sense. Both should happen. Both should be booked. Well, Dustin has to wait for his to be booked. But still, you get my point. Do it. And now, the fight I've been waiting for 4 years. The fight I've been telling y'all would happen for 4 years. And it went almost as I predicted. A little off, but still. What I told y'all for years what would happen. And y'all didn't fucking listen. What I say about this man is fucking gospel. Everything else is a fucking prediction. I'm always right with this man. And I'll keep being right, motherfucker. As in our main event of the evening, UFC 299, the last pay-per-view fight before 300, we had Sugar Sean O'Malley versus Marlon Chito Vera. And Sugar did what Sugar does best and beat this man senseless. For 25 minutes, he had a goddamn masterclass. The Sugar Show, live and in color, shut that shit down immediately. Cheeto is done. All his fake fans are gone. And I told y'all, no injury, O'Malley wins the fight. I've been saying that for 3 to 4 fucking years. And I was proven right. Again, y'all will keep fucking doubting, and he'll keep showing you up. When will y'all give this man respect? Honest question, I'm not even like being an asshole or an O'Malley fan. When will this guy get respect? Y'all will keep moving the fucking goalpost. He had no chance versus Pereira. What happened? He was gonna get exposed versus Aljo. What happened? He was gonna lose again, quote, to Cheeto. What happened? Alright, he shut you all up again, and again, and again. Give this dude some fucking respect. He's one of the best fighters in the world. I've been saying that for years. He's the best striker in the UFC. We all knew that. Precision beats power, and we've seen that with this guy more times than once. And he will keep shutting you fucking haters up, because he's the Sugar Show, Sean fucking O'Malley, 19-0. It was a fluke, and I told you, no injury. What happened? Ha! Bitch. And I'm right. The only point of the fight that's really worth recapping, because it actually has how Cheeto ate that knee, I don't know. Like, to drop all the bullshit for 1 second, I'll give this fucking dude one bit of respect. He is tough as fuck. 99% of fighters go out cold eating that knee from O'Malley in round 2. He just ate it and said, okay, let's go. We see why he's never been knocked out. He was knocked down in this fight, he was definitely knocked down, but he's never been knocked out. So I see why, and that might not change ever. He's bantamweight Vittori. The bad thing about him is he's a terrible fighter. He's shittier Petr Yan. He's a slow starter who, even when he does start fighting, he's not good. He's a terrible fighter. And time in and time out, he's proved that. Against Corey, he proved that. And against Cruz and Edgar, he proved that because he was losing those fights. Against Munhoz, he probably lost that fight. He's just not a good fighter. And I don't know how people have not seen this shit for years. He's not good. And he'll keep proving me right and you wrong, because I know what I'm talking about. Cheeto sucks. His 4 minutes of fame is over. Goodbye, Cheeto. See you on some prelims. And that's all I gotta say. And still, your UFC Bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley. And what fight do you book next for him? I will tell you, because I'm not going to give you the answer everyone else will, because I'm not a fucking idiot. Hey, Ilya, what you doing in Spain, brother? Because they should be fighting this man. Ilya versus O'Malley, book it. But Moroz! He has to fight Moroz! For what? What has Moroz done? What has Moroz done? He hugged Cejudo, he hugged Petr, and no one cares about fucking Moroz. The most annoying thing in MMA right now is how you fucking assholes keep pretending you care about Moroz, just like you pretended you cared about Cheeto and Sterling. You don't care about these guys. You think they can beat O'Malley, and they can't. O'Malley's not going to waste his time with Moroz. He has bigger and better things to do, like having the biggest pay-per-view of the year for Ilya Topuria, because that's what he's going to do. Ilya, O'Malley, book it. We want to see it. It's the biggest fight you can make in 2024. Book it. O'Malley 2 bouts incoming. Fuck Moroz. No one cares. Cheeto. No, I won't even, when your next fight's announced, no one will even break the news. No one cares. It's the Sugar era. He's getting a second bout this year. He's knocking out Ilya in Spain. That's the best fighter in the world. Right here. Sugar Sean O'Malley. And still UFC Bantamweight champion. And still undefeated. Done. Boom. That was the card. On picks, I went 10 of 14, 6 perfect, 625. Yeah, the 4 I got wrong I'm not upset about. A little bit about this one. 1 minute, Petr burned through out of last. 1 minute. The bonuses for this card. Performance of the night went to O'Malley, Maryna, Blaydes, Pereira, and Despaigne. 5 of the night to Dustin and Benoit. Yeah, it's very hard to dispute any of that. Well, it's very much a dispute here. But, yeah, I think MVP could have got a bonus, too. If you gave O'Malley a bonus, you definitely should have gave MVP one. And I think O'Malley and Cheeto should have got 5 of the night. Just, Cheeto deserved a little more money for his broken jaw. Jesus Christ. But, whatever. Really no one got robbed of a bonus. Who else would you give a bonus to? So, yeah, great night of fights. Amazing pay-per-view. And if you did miss it, what would I say you should rewatch? Maybe the Wood fight in the last 2 rounds of it. That's for you to decide. These 2, of course. The second round of this. Don't watch round 1. And then the whole main card outside of this garbage. So, yeah, I'd say most of the main card, Blaydes, Phillips, Pereira, Despaigne, and maybe Joanne would. Everything else, skip. So, trust me, this was not that exciting. Why would you even consider it? If you have to take a nap, this was bullshit. So, yeah. But, yeah, really good card. That we needed a card like this after some very bad first 2 months of the year for the UFC. Very few like, before this card, there might have been like 2 or 3 cards you can actually have called good. So we needed this, and this was great. So sorry. Especially we need this right before we go into 4 weeks of fight nights, 3 of them in the Apex. Yeah, because next week we head to the Apex again for Tai Tuivasa versus Marcin Tybura. I'm not kidding. I wish I fucking was. Oh, Christ. It's a shit card also. Can't wait. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. Sorry about this recap coming out a day late, but whatever. I know y'all could not wait to hear me talk about O'Malley. Yeah, I got nothing else to say. I'm just rambling on at this point. I hope you enjoyed the video. English. I hope you enjoyed the video. You'll hear from me you'll hear from me Friday, 1 p.m. EST for a breakdown of UFC Vegas. I don't even know at this point. And I will recap that card Sunday, 1 p.m. EST. I want to say I promise, but I won't. I don't want to risk breaking a promise. But yeah, I'm going to try and get back on schedule, because that card won't end at 2 in the morning. And, yeah, we got a little left to say. Please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of the year. And as always, RX out. Good vibes only and always.